Hello everybody, my name is Smarty, short for Smarty Reads, and welcome back. Today I'm going to read Chapter 8 of Mallory on Board. It's called Tying the Knot. Before we begin, make sure you like this video, subscribe and turn on your post notifications so you know when I upload a new video. Also, share this video with your friends and family so they can watch me read as well. Other than that, let's begin. Tying the Knot. Do you think Clean would like it if I sing Here Comes the Bride, big, fat, and wide, as she walks down the aisle? Max asks Dad. Dad straightens Max's tie and turns him around so he can see himself in the mirror in our stateroom. I think I'll let you answer that question, Dad says. Then he pats Max on the back. You look very nice in a suit. Thanks, says Max. I've never been to a wedding before. I think it's kind of fun to go to one on a cruise ship. Dad smiles like he agrees and straightens his own tie. Then he turns around and looks at me. Mallory, you look beautiful. From the ankles up. Why don't you have your shoes on? I stretch my toes. I don't want to put my shoes on yet. They hurt my feet. Mom stops putting on lipstick and looks at my bare feet. Mallory, we're leaving for the ceremony in just a few minutes. You need to finish getting dressed. I laid down on my bed, like what I want to do is take a nap, not put on my shoes and leave for the ceremony. Mallory, you'll wrinkle your dress, says Mom, but I don't care if my dress gets wrinkled. In less than an hour, my two best friends will be brother and sister. Dad walks over to my bed and sits down beside me. Sweet potato, I know that a lot of things in your world are changing, and I know it's hard for you. He rubs my back. Today is a very important day for Marianne and Joey. As their best friend, I want you to show them that you're happy for them. I sit up in bed. I've tried to be happy for them, I tell Dad. But it's hard when they keep doing things that don't include me. Dad pulls me into his lap. Sometimes things aren't easy. He picks up one of my shoes and pretends like he's trying to shove my foot in it, like my foot is too big for the shoe. Like getting this shoe on this big foot, he says. I don't know which is bigger, her foot or her mouth, says Max. Dad pretends like he's going to throw the shoe at Max, but instead he picks up my other feet and tickles it. Whatever you do, says Dad, don't laugh. I can't help it. I always laugh when Dad tickles my feet. He stands up and tosses me my other shoe. Finish getting dressed and let's go. Dad picks up the key off the dresser. It's next to the cameras that Mom and Dad gave Max and me before the trip. Don't forget these, he says as he hands us each cameras. You might want to take some pictures at the party. I've seen my camera. I've barely taken any pictures since we got on board the ship. Somehow, I don't think tonight is going to be the night that I start. Max and I follow Mom and Dad as they walk down the hallway to the chapel. As we cross the deck, my shoes make a loud tapping noise. When we get to the door of the Beating Hearts Chapel, Mom turns around. Mallory, can you please try to walk a little quiet, especially when we get inside the chapel, she asks. I'll try, I tell Mom, but I think she's forgotten that she's the one who chose these kind of shoes, and they're not exactly the quiet kind. When we walk inside the chapel, there are white flowers and candles everywhere. Felix is waiting by the door. Everyone looks splendid, he says. He gives us each a wedding program and shows us to our seats. He puts Mom and Dad in the second row beside Aunt Alice and Aunt Emily and Grandpa Winston. He gives Max and me chairs in the row behind them. I point to the empty first row. Who's sitting there? I ask Felix. Then he puts his fingers to his lips as soft organ music starts playing in the background. You're about to see, he whispers. Felix walks to the back of the chapel and opens the door. When he does, Captain Nate enters wearing a white captain suit and walks up to the front of the room. He faces the audience and waits. The music gets a little louder and Felix opens the door again. This time, Joey and Winnie and Marianne all walk in together. Winnie and Marianne are wearing matching pink dresses. and they have matching hairstyles. They all sit down in the front row. "Don't the girls look nice in their matching dresses?" Aunt Alice whispers. Mom nods her head like she agrees they do. But I don't agree. Marianne and I are the ones who always wear matching dresses, not Marianne and her new step-sister. I rub my shoes back and forth across the floor. They make a loud squeaky noise. Mom puts her fingers to her lips like she wants me to be quiet. But I don't think it would matter if I sang "Row, row, row your boat" at the top of my lungs. Just when Mom puts her fingers to her lips, the music gets a little louder, like someone as important as the president is about to enter the room, and Frank walks in. He walks to the front of the chapel and stands beside Captain Nate. Everyone is smiling. Then the music gets softer again. When it does, Felix opens the door and Colleen walks down the aisle. She has on a big white dress and a veil, and she's carrying a bouquet of flowers, a huge bouquet of flowers. When everyone watches as she walks slowly up the aisle, then stops when she gets to the end and faces Frank. Even though most of me wishes she wasn't marrying Frank, part of me thinks that she makes a beautiful bride. Mom, Aunt Alice, and Aunt Emily must think so too. Even Grandpa Winston might think so. They all start dabbing their eyes with tissues. Captain Nate clears his throat like he wants everyone to pay attention. When everyone does, he starts talking. "Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to witness the union of this very special couple, Mr. Frank Winston and Miss Colleen Martin. I feel like the moment I wasn't waiting for is finally here." I listen while Captain Nate reads a poem about love. Then next he asks Frank and Colleen to state the vows of love that they wrote for each other. And after they do that, he says that it is time to exchange rings. He has Frank place the ring he bought for Colleen on her finger. Then he asks Frank to repeat after him. "With this ring I thee wed," says Captain Nate. Frank repeats what Captain Nate says, and then he slips the finger onto Colleen's finger. Slips the ring onto Colleen's finger. Then Captain Nate asks Colleen to do the same thing for Frank. And when they're done exchanging rings, Captain Nate smiles. The smile on his face is almost as big as the hat on his head. "I now pronounce you husband and wife," says Captain Nate. "Frank, you may kiss the bride." I watch while Frank kisses Colleen. "Best of luck as you set sail for the rest of your lives together," says Captain Nate. Everyone in the room claps and smiles. I clap and smile like I'm happy too. In a way, I am. At least the wedding ceremony is over, and I don't have to worry about that anymore. The only thing left for me to worry is about the rest of their lives. That's the end of that chapter. I'll see you next time when I read A Family Circle. Bye, everyone.